go straight into it. We watched The Notebook, and my question is: marriage a practical decision or is it a loving romance? Boom. Since you want to get straight into it.
Well, I'd say that earlier on, it's both. It's a romance in the beginning, and then when it gets time for that conversation, that tough conversation, you brought the conversation to me. It was, hey, what are we doing? And then you expressed what it is you wanted to do for your life. It was a tough conversation, and then no, I want you to know that you're my best friend and I love
You're my
you,
best friend too, babes.
but I didn't sign up for romance. I'm sorry. This was strictly business.
You didn't sign up for romance. You made a
Yeah.
purely business decision.
Yeah. So you know you're beautiful. You're intelligent and you have an extremely supportive family, right? But
Mm,
what I noticed early on was that you were an extremely organized person, and someone like me, I thrive within organization. I love order. Most people do, right? Most people will thrive within that environment.
mm,
So I'd say like if and what's most important,
mhm,
I gotta say this because some young men, we kind of get caught up with the chase
mhm,
of women. And
mhm.
for me,
The
because I was
romance,
settled,
the highs and lows of romance,
yeah, yeah. And
bagging
no,
chicks.
but this ties into why it was practical, like why
Were
it
you
was a
chasing
business
women at a
decision.
point?
No, hello, relax. I'm saying,
I mean, we are being
I am
completely
saying that
transparent.
because I was settled and I didn't have to chase women with you,
So
I
you
was settled
settled for
down
you
with
settled
you.
with me.
Yeah, yeah, I settled down with you. Yeah. And so I was able to focus my energy on building up myself and the business. All right.
Mm.
Okay. Good.
So okay. So I just want to clarify. While you have stated that there are a lot of young men that are into the chase and all of that, and maybe that may be why um they look at relationships as the romance of it because it's the highs and lows. It's very exhilarating.
It's the
I'm
exact
just
the excitement. Correct. Yeah.
the excitement. I'm asking you if there was a period in your life where you enjoyed that excitement.
I can't remember, sweetheart.
You can't remember? You don't
I'm just
remember?
kidding. I'm just kidding. Yes, but it was early on in a relationship. But like
In
I
whose
I
relationship?
valued, yeah. Like I mean, when we started out, it was like again, it was some romance, and then the
Oh, no, no,
spark.
no. I'm not asking you about with me. I'm asking you because I didn't expect that you would be chasing women
Hey,
while you were
hey, hey!
dating me.
I am only speaking or referring to my own experiences, right? In this relationship.
Okay, so you're honoring the bro code here. You are you are honoring the bro code. You don't kiss and
As it
tell.
relates to our life, our relationship,
I love this
our
for
man.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
I love this for you. I love this for you. All right, cool. So you're saying that to answer the question, is marriage a practical decision or a loving romance? You're saying for you, it was a practical decision. You made a decision to be with someone who you felt could put you in a position to live the life you wanted to live in totality, right? Who
correct.
you
Correct.
felt like I was intelligent, you felt like yeah, I look good, but I came from a very
This sounds
supportive
bad, but
family.
it right. But it was look when you're starting out, you love a boy, Gino. Like it's I was madly in love with you, sweetheart. Like I mean, but then that
I'm
died.
not
The
discounting that.
flame, right? So I would say, hey, this is my answer. Stop putting words in my mouth.
Okay.
It's it started out with romance, but it soon turned in that wore off, and it soon turned into, hey, you got to be practical about what you want for your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Because as you know, I was looking at the notebook and I was intrigued by it. There was a scene in the notebook where the mother and the father were reprimanding the daughter. She was in love with this man. He was a young man, and she was coming from a more affluent background, and he
Trash,
they
trash, trash. Right.
they right they said trash, 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 which was not. which was not cool. That was not a thing, right?
Yeah.
But I it was interesting because the parents wanted one thing for her and she wanted the romance, right?
Right.
And if you ask me that question today, is marriage a practical decision or a loving romance? I would say personally that it starts with romance and
Hmm.
interest. I don't think that any relationship could truly exist in an intimate way without having that spark, that interest.
Hmm.
But it does wear off after a while. You're waking, you're living with the person, you're seeing them every single day, and it's not something that just sustains into infinity. It comes in waves, and it's something that you have to work on. But
And hold that thought. Hold that
yeah.
thought. I'm sorry. Something I always tell you is that with women,
Hmm.
it's what's next. Okay, so we did this.
So we
What's
like
next?
things.
Come on. No, no. I'm just saying. Like, you didn't have to ask me what the label was, right?
Right.
I was
You
very
did.
clear in my intentions, right?
Right.
Good. And then that hard conversation that we spoke about earlier, that I spoke about earlier,
Mhm.
was a what's next conversation, where, okay, where are we going with our life?
Right.
And in every step or phase in our lives, that has been the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, babes, what's next? Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
step by
And
step.
I think that that's how we process as women. Okay, yeah, good. We're in love. Okay, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. I got him. Now what? I want to be married. Well, I want to be engaged first. Then I want to be married. Then I want a house. Then I want so yeah, it is that. And but I'd say that in terms of what type of decision you have to make, even before you get to
Mhm,
that aspect of things,
mhm,
I would say that you recognizing that it does start with romance, but the romance wears off.
mhm.
And so you have to be prepared when you're dating someone. You're not thinking about, oh, I'm going to not feel this intense passion that I feel right now. You're thinking to yourself, well, I'm going to feel this forever, and that's how it's going to feel with the one. And then you realize that that's not how it goes. You feel that with the one you work on it with.
Right,
And that's where I would say the practicality comes in, because it does require a high level of practicality in your decision, and clarity on what you want for your life, and how together with this person you can accomplish that. So I know that, like I said, our relationship, we started off hot and heavy. It was good, it's great, love him, love him. And then after a while that got stale. And for quite a few years we did struggle with that. We did struggle with romance, especially because you're
yeah,
running a
I
business and you're doing all of that. And so it does take work, but it's important when you're in that initial phase and you're looking at the person and you're making the bet, because every relationship is a gamble. You're
right,
making the bet. It's important that you're making an informed bet
right,
on, hey, can I work through those low periods, through those challenges? Is this someone that I actually want to work through those with? Or do I just kind of want to go, or will I just want to go and chase the same high? And is this person going to look at me and say, hey, everything won't always be great, but I'm willing to work through low periods with you. I won't just go and chase that next high, because it's very easy to get
right.
into a cycle of everything is great. I feel the intense romance, and then boom, I don't feel it. I'm gonna go and chase the next romance.
And one of those low periods for
Mhm.
us was where we felt that we were roommates. Like, we felt like we were
Yeah,
roommates,
yeah, we did.
and
Well,
so
you
we
said
had
that,
to.
yeah.
Well,
You were
yeah,
straight up. But we gonna get to talking straight up. But you did say that you felt like we're roommates, and that we struggled with the romance part of it, and we struggled with that because when you're going through that period, it does take work, especially when you're younger, figuring out like, how do I keep that romance all the time, and that is something that you actually have to work on, and that it does fade, and
yeah,
you just keep
and to
pouring
be
into it.
honest, I am still working on it, because
You are.
a lot of that was on me early on, where I just wanted to work, to be honest.
Mhm.
And I remember, I'm gonna say this. I remember when
Yeah, be
you
careful.
asked the question. And I told you, right? I told you, yeah, we were having a discussion about marriage, and I told you that it was not a priority for
You
me
did.
right now.
That hurt me.
And you're right. No, it was like a bomb. It was like a bomb
Yeah.
fell on our apartment, and
Yeah.
you disappeared for the day, right?
I did. I took a long walk on Rendezvous Bay Beach and I pondered my life.
Yes, you did. You did. But for you guys out there, I didn't say that with any malice. I didn't My intentions were good. I should have said, "Hey, I don't have the money for that right now. I
Mhm.
want to get my finances right before we
Right.
start talking about that." So, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
Communication was a big part too, because when I told you that I felt like we were roommates, I felt that for a while, but I didn't say that until things got really bad. So
yeah.
that was
Yeah.
on me.
Yeah, and I think that that is it's important to be realistic. We can say that transparently and not shamefully, no, because it is important to be transparent about the fact that relationships have cycles,
Right.
and
Right.
it's to know that you are in that cycle. This year makes 10 years for us, and a few years of marriage. We're not gonna say a few years of marriage, but relationships have cycles, and you it's about like doing the work in those low cycles to get you
Right.
back up to the high.
Right.
So to answer the question, is marriage a practical decision or is it a loving romance? My suggestion, my response is that it's both.
Yeah.
You should be into the person, but it has to also be a practical decision in a lot of different ways, because there's a lot that goes into relationships and partnerships that require some level of practicality. We'll
Right.
talk about that in the next section.
And same for me. My response would be, it's a little of both, but if I
Mhm,
had to assign like a percentage or ratio to it, I'd
mhm.
say 60 business and then the 40 romance.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Cool. I'm with that. I'm with that. That's good for me.
Yeah.
So, my next the next question that I'm seeing here is what makes a good life and business partner? And I want to preempt this question with a comment that was
Mhm.
made by a lady online and it went viral. And her name is Ebony Williams, and she says
Oh,
some what are considered somewhat